Good morning and welcome back. We are at truNewcastle. How are you
Hi.
doing, Bill?
Yeah, it's good. I've spent a good chunk of my career with offices in the northeast and in the northeast,
So you speak Geordie?
I understand Geordie.
So you can translate for me?
Sometimes I can translate. I don't understand you, so we have a problem.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
But so it's good to be back, and it's always interesting, especially interesting this time around compared with the event last year, which was the first one.
Yeah.
Because last year was predominantly agency, probably about 90%. I think it's the other way around.
When there's a first true event is breaking the ground. It's setting out. This is what it's going to be, and when people turn up, they don't know what to expect. And a true is always going to be a bit random.
Yeah.
So when I
think it also reflects the immediate network of the organiser first year.
Yeah.
So if you're like Larry, if you're agency, your network's going to be agency. It's going to be people like you, your peers, people who you know.
Yeah.
Your track leaders are probably going to come from that group, which is your first pool.
Absolutely. It's a bit like people doing Tupperware parties or selling on a pyramid scheme.
It's exactly like a Tupperware party.
Yeah. So you've been running true events for 10 years now?
Yeah.
What would be the most memorable true event that you've had other than the first?
There's actually lots of different memories. Actually, it's very difficult to separate out one. But if I was thinking about a few that come to mind immediately, I think the second one when the fish and chips never arrived.
The fish and chips was classic.
It was me, Craig Fisher, and a bunch of what you'd call online influencers and thought leaders going out in the rain to pick the fish and chips up and deliver them an hour late.
That was the one, if I remember rightly, where Jim Stroud got up on a chair and he did a rap to the whole room.
To the room, yeah. There was just the thing we remember about that one, I was talking to Matt Alder about it the other day, is we kind of discovered the power of this social media stuff, right?
Yeah.
And the true thing, because we went to the pub over the road, the John Snow, and I was upstairs at the table and I suddenly stopped and went, hang on a minute. Everyone at this table is from a different country.
Yeah.
There's 20 people around the table and they're all from a different country, and it's kind of amazing.
Alan was running his online radio show from the pub.
To no one. Just Alan listened. Just Alan was the only listener.
Yeah,
but Alan did that stuff. So I think those early days of discovery, and then the first times you go places, I think in terms of event that really stands out in my mind is the first time I did True Cape Town, and that was purely because I was doing my session out on the roof. The sun was shining. I was speaking, and everyone was very attentive. They hadn't had a lot of social media, so they're all listening and nodding, and it's good ego stuff when everyone's nodding and writing stuff down and like really getting a lot out of your session. You get quite excited about that, and then I looked behind me and I had like Table Mountain behind me, and Robin Island in front of me, and the Robin Island ferry, and then there was dolphins started like dolphins and a whale.
And you're thinking, is this a dream? Am I dreaming this?
And I stopped and thought, how did this happen?
Yeah,
like that Twitter, that won't get you anywhere.
Yeah.
How did this happen? That we're here doing a true event. It's in Cape, so lots of those things. And then when you go to lots of new places like the first True Kiev or the first, I really like, and I know you've experienced a few in the last year, in Prague and places like that. That excitement of the first True event.
Prague was for me my absolute favourite. Prague was great.
So
really good.
It's that excitement of the first True event, and everyone's like, it's like electric.
Yeah.
Right.
Although by contrast, the first True Belfast was really quite peculiar because all the agency guys turned up in their suits and ties. Yeah. And then there's been a gap for a long while since we've had True Belfast.
Another one. Yeah.
So there might be another one.
But then that's always, there's a couple of Belfasts we're talking about, and that's always, I think, a reflection of. It's the organisers again. It's.
No, I should address this, Bill. People often come to me and they say that they ask about True and they ask me to do something to do with True and so on, and I'm just, if anything, I'm a sidekick. But people say, "Oh yeah, can I do this?" And I say, "Speak to Bill." Oh, but you're. And I said, "I'm nothing official. I'll do the website, but all the organisers are as important as anyone else. If you want to run a True, just decide to run a True. Speak to Bill.
Just do it.
It'll happen.
I think that's the thing. You don't need permission.
Yeah.
You don't need permission. You just tell me you're doing it, right?
Yeah.
And actually, you're more telling us so we can help you promote it and give you a few pointers and stuff like that. we ask you to respect the way we do things. I wouldn't want it to be
follow the format.
A conference. I wouldn't want you to go to a True and have like speakers and presenters, but follow the format, be respectful of the format, but if you want the brand, just have it. There's no licenses, there's no anything.
All you need to do is let us know you're having a True, and that would be nice. And
we'll share we've had a few, like Alan did one in San Francisco where it was an evening. It was a couple of hours.
Well,
round table.
All you need for a True event is 6 people in a room. That's it.
And we've had 6 before. Get it started, and that's the thing. I think it's really about the network and getting people connected and getting people doing the right things. So, I don't want to be a conference company. So there's a lot of excellent conference companies out there. I don't want to be one of them.
So, Bill, what do you think? What do you think, Bill, True could become, given that we'd no idea what was going to happen from the first?
Well, I mean, it'll keep going as long as people want to go, but I think it kind of reflects. If I use, if you like, if we say London's the barometer, because that's the event that
that's the
drive
flagship
every year.
event.
Yeah.
Well, that in Glasgow, of course.
Yeah, and Edinburgh was very good.
Yeah.
So if I look at London, for me, we're always trying to evolve to where we're going. And a couple of years ago, I thought, this is getting a bit stale. It's still a good event, it's still exciting, but it's a bit stale. And and I don't know whether you remember me standing up at the end of a True, I think in the King's Arms, and kind of said, look, I was thinking this would be the last
one. Another one. Yeah.
I might not. I'm just not motivated to do another one.
Was that the one where the bar staff were being a bit snippy with you over?
Yeah, but it wasn't really the bar stuff or anything. It was just like I didn't feel like it was good. It was a good event, right? But I didn't feel like there was anything any different to what you were getting on the circuit.
The key thing for me about any True event, obviously it's the quirkiness of it, it's an Unconference and so on, but as big as any track leader in the room is the venue. So the venue being a little bit quirky, it throws people off. It's not always a corporate environment. So the King's Arms was great for the first couple of times, but if you keep going back there, then it's the same. So
the novelty of a polar bear, it's great twice, and then it's like, it's the polar bear.
Stuffed polar bear can wear off after a while.
And then you start noticing it's a bit grubby and a bit like...
Yeah.
Right?
So True London the other week was, obviously it was in the XL Arena, and different again, but because it was attached to Unleash, the people who were attending were really high caliber, great people to have, and great talks were had all around, and that's the great
I think when you're talking about like Thomas Otter and Jason Corsello and different people, you'd pay money to be in the room with them for a day and just listen to them, never mind what you might do. So I think that's really was really exciting. But I also think it's that for me it became, we've kind of gone off on, I think, a very new direction around diversity. And one of the things, the last 2 Trues have really stood out for me, and I've had to say it in the groups, like 50% of our track leads are female, and we make no conscious effort. Like, I'm not like deliberately going, I need to get some.
But the format lends itself to people who would maybe otherwise not want to speak at a conference, but they feel more comfortable in a safer space where it's a discussion and not one person telling everyone else what to think.
And we're now going down much wider breadths of diversity of thinking, and I think in the last couple of Trues I've had a lady with a baby attached to her, a new baby attached,
feeding in the track,
feeding in the session, right? I've had
guide dogs,
listening dogs.
Listening
with
dogs.
Lisa.
We've had people coming in who are very well known in the industry and being extremely open about
mental health and all kinds of things.
Mental health and really captivating talks. So
So that for me is the direction that I'm.
I do think that as a force for good, True has made a big difference. I've learned loads. I certainly know much more than I did even just a year ago. And if all the people who come into the room learn even just a little bit, then we're getting.
So that's really what we're trying to. That's what I was really about. Like a few years ago, I just thought, it's good. It's high quality.
Yeah.
but it's the same. It's like employer branding, and it's.
So if we keep reinvigorating it, if people keep enthusiastic, if people have events in odd places with odd people, having an unconference, then we move the dial a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Bill.
Thanks, Stephen.